We are back with another jam-packed episode of Lunes Live. Your favorite Compas got you covered with our NFL Week 3 takes. We'll break down the games for the LA teams and go around the NFL with the top storylines that include three undefeated teams that consist at quarterback of Geno Smith, Justin Fields, and Samuel Darnold. All right, Gilberto, don't you have an engagement question for our viewers and or listeners?
Yes, I do, but I'm trying to tweet real quick because Victor's not here. Let me press send. It's gonna be the worst tweet in
No
the
worries.
world. Come join the Compas for NFL Week 3 takeaways. There you go. Boom. But yes, go ahead if you want to. Do you want me to say the engagement?
No.
Okay, I was quick.
Yes, yes, I'm ready for it.
Engagement question of the week. Oh yeah, let's talk about pretenders because you guys are all gonna brag about Sam Darnold and how the Vikings are 3-0. Maybe some love for Justin Fields for what he did to the Chargers. Sorry, a little too soon. The Steelers are 3-0, and then Geno Smith also 3-0. We kind of know that story, but hey, they were pretty bad last year. So for those three teams to be 3-0 with those quarterbacks, I asked the question because not all of them are going to be contenders. So from the three, which one's going to be the biggest pretender, the biggest fraud, the biggest phony in the world? Here's your banner: Seahawks, Steelers, or Vikings. I'm done criticizing the Vikings. You guys can have at it. I'm not playing that game anymore. Vikings, Sam Darnold, take your victory lap. You did well for 3 weeks. You're not going to be 3-14 unless you lose every game, Fernando. That could happen, by the way. 14 games to lose to end the season. But to me, I'm going to go with the Seahawks. They beat the Patriots. They beat the Dolphins. They beat the Broncos. 3-0. You haven't done anything just yet to be on my radar. No?
They're 7 wins away from being a 10-win team.
Well, yeah, you get to face Skylar Thompson every week. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. All right. Charger fans, we will get to all that. This is what's coming up next. As soon as we do the intro, we will get to the Chargers versus Steelers game and we'll answer all your questions. But for now, let's go to the intro.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So we're Compas.
Yeah, we are.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Dago is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7-rounder. So
freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune and the Padres, I guess now. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano. He covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
What's up, Fernando? Yeah, you do it all. And if you want to let people know that you're busy right now, because now I see what you're talking about, your Wi-Fi. Your Wi-Fi is a little, there you go. Good job, Fernando. Wi-Fi's a little spotty, but for a change, it wasn't my Wi-Fi. My predictions are coming out right. Should I kind of go heel already and say that the Steelers won and proved me right? I don't know. I'm sorry, people, but go ahead.
I would. Last night, Dan was leading a crusade. There it is. Dan was leading a crusade last night, and here they go. Here
Reverse
goes Angel.
Curse. Get out of here.
Goes other people. Dan was leading. I don't think I'd ever seen Dan so sad as he was yesterday. He didn't watch football the rest of the day. He was that angry.
Really? Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I got you. It's a little delay here, but we got it figured out, Fernando. But I was actually curious to see what Dan will find to pin it on me, because he always says the curse is when I pick the Chargers to win. I told them, hey, Merry Christmas, I'm picking the Steelers, and that still didn't work. So I don't know. Sometimes you just got to look in the mirror and say, maybe it's your fault, Dan. And they go, it's your fault. And how can you blame me when I went to go see you at your football game like a supportive friend that I am? Come on, man.
You know, he's going to talk about that yesterday, but all right, Gilbert, let's get into it. I know Charger fans are ready to go. Angel, Palamon, Angel, Luis de Bruin, Athir, everybody in here, Young West, Mr. West is in the building. Brett, everybody, we'll get into that. So Chargers lose 20-10 to the Steelers. Am I still good? You like? I'm still good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
my
sound
Wi-Fi
good.
is good. I'm fine.
It's like a little
Okay.
delay, but other than that, your Wi-Fi is good.
Okay. The Chargers end up losing to the Steelers 20-10. Justin Herbert, Joey Bosa, Rashawn Slater, and Joe Aldo all go out with injuries, according to Ian Rappaport. By the way, well, I'm not going to get into my typical frustration that they give the information to the national reporters instead of just giving it to the reporters that are there and actually grinding every single day. But it is what it is.
Yep.
But it's an MCL injury for Alt.
I think we lost you, Fernando, but
Okay, and it's
Go
a
ahead,
pec
you're back.
strain. Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pec strain for Rashawn Slater. So, Gilbert, I'm going to find a different room to do this because this Wi-Fi is
Okay.
really bad. Why don't
I can
you
share my
tell us what
takeaways,
you
but
think? What do you thought of the game?
yeah, we'll do. If you want to
Yeah,
get
go
out
ahead.
of here and come back in, I'll take care of this here, Fernando.
No, it's fine. I'll
there
walk
you go.
around.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
I look pretty nice here while you're walking around this giant screen here. Look at this giant hand here. But yes, takeaways from Chargers versus Steelers, and it's a tough break for Justin Herbert to deal with the ankle injury, and let's say this: he's a tough SOB to be playing through that, giving his team a fighting chance. Because let's face it, when you go to either Taylor Heineke, or is it Taylor Heineke, whatever, it doesn't matter, or Easton Stick, your chances definitely decline there. So when he went out, that was a tough break there because it was a close game. It was 10-10 for most of this game. It was a barn burner with two defenses going at it, and for the most part, they contain Justin Fields in the pocket, but I guess I don't know where Justin Fields wants to be a good quarterback. He has some good completions there to George Pickens. Calvin, I'm blanking on his last name. He got the 55-yard touchdown right there. So it was a tough game. It was a road environment game, but at least the Chargers were still 2-1. Yeah, injuries stink right now, and you got to face the Kansas City Chiefs. But I think the defensive effort is a good performance right there, and we'll see what happens with Justin Herbert. But I get why people are freaking out. But don't forget about the 2-1 start. And I'll stop rambling because I feel like Fernando is ready to go. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go because you're there lounging in a nice, comfortable area. Okay, I'll bring him back now. There you go.
Is this good? Am I better?
We'll keep talking and we'll find out. But you look very comfortable.
No.
You're showing the progress on the panza there. So it's a good time to flex there, Fernando.
Yeah, no, not yet. Yeah, I feel like I'm better in here than I was over there. So as of right now, everything's going
better.
Look, I'll be honest. I truly think that I would mail it in for this game. No Justin Herbert. I wouldn't play Justin Herbert. I wouldn't play Rashawn Slater. I wouldn't play Joe Alt. And I wouldn't play Joey Bosa. I know it's a Chiefs game. I get it. I would sit them. I would leave that mystery for the Chiefs. The Chiefs will beat the Chargers, and then they'll think, "Can we what kind of team are they?" I would sit there. I'm not risking these guys. Gilbert, when you come back, there is so much left. Like there's a lot. Like they come back. Hold on, I did it with Dan and Dago. Yeah. I thought yesterday was an anomaly for the Denver Broncos. So I would not. I wouldn't worry about the Denver
Against
Broncos.
Your Buccaneers.
I told Dan, I'm like, what the hell is this? So you come back at Broncos, at Cardinals, Saints, Browns, Titans. You could definitely win 3 or 4 of those.
One more time, Broncos
games.
Broncos, and Cardinals, Saints, Browns.
Cardinals, Browns, and then Titans.
If you come out 2-2, you're in a good spot because again, you had the 2-0 start, and I guess you'll be 500 at that point if you lose the next 2 or the one in Pittsburgh, Kansas City. So it'll be 2-2 or 4-4. It's not the end of the world, but I think those first 2 victories are critical and to handle business there. And I think for the most part, people here in the comments know that's going to be a tough game to win on the road. Obviously, you wanted to see what your team was made of this early on, but I think for the most part, it shouldn't diminish everything you've done in the first 2 games. They beat up on a bad Panthers team, and the injuries feel like the sky is falling. Hey, but before we're going to segue eventually to the Rams, but the Rams pulled it out somehow with a bunch of injuries. I know they caught the 49ers with a bunch of injuries, but it's never that easy, Fernando. I know You're trying to make people feel better with the schedule, but sometimes, again, the Bucks Bucks lost to the Broncos.
Yeah.
Upsets and chaos happens all the time, so it's never that simple. But coaching does matter, and I think we'll see what Harbaugh has. With maybe not Herbert. I think you're right too, Fernando, in saying play it safe. It's a long season. You gotta save Justin Herbert for himself because even I'll give you credit. You were very confident that he's gonna start in Pittsburgh because of his track record of just being tough and playing through injuries there. So I think for the most part, you got to help him out for not
save him from himself.
There you go.
Save him from himself. You have to. Hey, Athir with the super sticker. I'll get your comment.
You're making us rich, Athir.
I'll get to your question in a second, Athir. I truly just think that the bye week's coming up. Why risk it? And then you're going to get DJ Chark back. I don't know what's up with Josh Palmer, but Quentin Johnston's emerged.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done really well. I thought he could have had some other passes thrown his way yesterday, but I think Herbert's still getting used to him. So I really think that they need to kind of do that. They need to sit her, tell him, you know what, live to fight another day. Let's take this. Let's sit you out. You'll sit one game. You come back. That's Gilbert. That's almost 3 weeks of rest for Herbert. If you have this week, you have next week leading into the bye week. You have the bye week, and then if you even want to sit him that week of practice leading up to that Denver game, and then just Herbert's one of those guys that doesn't need to. Like, let's just be honest. Like, if Brady, Peyton Manning, Mahomes, if they sat out a week of practice, they'll be fine for that Sunday. Herbert's one of those guys. So I really think that they should just rest him for the next 3 weeks. I know it's a huge hit, but why do you want him out there? Like, look at what happened on that one play, and this is how much I thought he was worried about the ankle. On that play, he got hurt, Gilbert. He drops back, and he had J.K. Dobbins wide open on the flat. All he needed to do was just get it over, but he saw everybody. He had, I think, 8 guys coming his way, and he just decided to tuck it, and he took the hit, and he hurt his ankle. He should have, if he dumps it off to J.K. Dobbins, that maybe is. By the way, Dan yesterday was that was one of his critiques of Herbert yesterday, that he feels like Herbert holds on to the ball too long. And if you think about it, it is true. Herbert held on to the ball too long against the Panthers. That's how he got his ankle hurt. And then yesterday he held on to it too long a couple of times. So just live to fight another day. I would rest those guys. The defense, there was a little bit of concern yesterday. They were letting Justin, for some reason, it felt like Justin Fields and the Steelers attacked the cover two, the what's it called? Everybody wants the
too high shell.
The too high. Yeah, the too high. Yeah. The cover 2 high shell. So what they did was they just threw it 5-yard passes, 5-yard pass. They were just dinking and dunking, moving up the field, and that's the way they did it, and that's the way they attacked it.
Yeah, I was like,
Daniel was even saying they're playing way too soft. Yeah,
like why is Justin Fields being as consistent as a passer? And I'm like, he's just taking what the defense is giving him, and they broke one free with that one touchdown that pretty much sealed the victory.
Yeah, and right here, middle of the field was always open for Fields in the second half. Yeah, all he was doing was just attacking the middle of the field, and for some reason, guys just weren't getting there. So, and then again, the one I think they got in a field goal. Was that the touchdown, Brett? Yeah, the touchdown. So the touchdown to tie things up at 7. Asante, he had Scotty Miller. If he tackles him, it's 4th and 3, and they might have kicked a field goal. He missed the tackle, and he wasn't. Ryan, Jesus, come on! I can't put that comment up there. So yeah, it's just a little bit of a struggle. And besides, when they play the Chiefs, you guys all know what's going to happen. They're going to run the football. The Chiefs cannot slow running backs down. I mean, you might as well should. Taylor Heineke, I thought he came in and threw a nice pass to Ladd McConkey before he got clobbered.
Yeah, but that's all he really did because TJ Watt.
Well, yeah, because he got clobbered. He got clobbered.
Yeah, he took some massive hits there. But yeah, that kind of was the crappy part about the O line yesterday. But it's TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, so yeah.
Athir, what was the Athir? Which is the comment that you want me
Oh yeah,
to
don't forget
show?
about that.
Oh, Athir, don't worry about not jumping on last night. You know what's funny, Athir? Everybody was asking where you were at, and I was like, it was a rough night for Athir, I'm sure, because there was a lot of frustration. A lot of Charger fans were, but that's what Dan said yesterday. Is that he's like, this does feel a little bit different. In the sense of that these guys. Oh, Mr. Doinks, it is House of Horns. House of
Hey,
Horns. Gilbert and Victor Producer do a good job on there, so
yeah, every
make sure you
Wednesday,
guys
every
follow that.
Sunday for recaps and previews of the NFL season.
Theo, your first two comments are about not jumping on the pod last night. Is that the one that you're talking about? Or are you talking about the one where you talk about the 49ers and Rams and the Seahawks and all that? Which one is it? The first and second. You said, hi, Fernando. Hi, Gilbert.
There you go. That's all you want to acknowledge.
And then you said, I was not on the show last night. Oh, with the loss, and I was working night. Yeah, I'm sorry we came on too late. Yeah, we're sorry, Athir, that we came on too late. That we apologize. I was I was covering the Padres game yesterday, and I wasn't able to get home before that. So yeah, that's on us. But Gilbert, just final thoughts on Chargers, Chargers and Steelers.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll kind of give some thoughts on the Steelers, and because we brought them up in the beginning of the show. My tune hasn't really changed on the Steelers. They're going to be a very good defense, with kind of okay offense as Justin Fields keeps doing what he's doing and taking what the defense is giving him and giving the ball to his playmakers. And they'll maybe be a wild card team, and that's about it. So, with the Chargers, they're trying to get to that standard and get to the playoffs regularly and consistently. And obviously, when you have Justin Herbert, that helps out a lot more because he's better than Justin Fields. Let's face it. But yeah, what are you laughing about? Your brother texts you about some weird thing where you can't just take accountability?
No, the Chargers are signing Jalen Reagor. To their practice squad.
Why?
And then Jordan Schultz, but he'll start on the practice squad with the likelihood he'll eventually get elevated to the active roster. Why?
Does that mean Palmer's not coming back anytime soon? What happened to DJ Chark? Is he still hurt? Is that
DJ Chark supposedly, according to Harbaugh, DJ Chark will be back. DJ Chark will be back after the bye week.
I don't know. At least Quentin Johnson and McConkey are doing well, so there was a bright spots there, but it's hard to find.
It's probably the Josh Palmer. Yeah. Well, yesterday, I'm going to be honest. Simi Fehoko had 3 drops. The Hail Mary that Herbert had before halftime, he put it in, he had it in his hands. And I won't tell you what my mom said that Daniel said, but she was like, hey, 87 dropped a Hail Mary. I was like, yeah, why? Well, Daniel was yelling, and he's like, are you kidding me? You wanted your opportunity, and this is it? Reagor, they fixed QJ, so there's hope they can fix him. Well, yeah, but also, I mean,
yeah, sure.
I don't know. Oh, maybe it is for Darius Davis. No, I don't think they'll have him as a returner. Darius hasn't been very good. Yesterday, he had one where he dropped it on a kickoff and went into the end zone. He had to grab it and bring it back out, and he only got to the 10-yard line. But all right. Let's get over to one of the surprising games of this game. There was a ambulance there was about 6 or 7 ambulances on site, just in case with all the injuries that both of these teams have. But the LA Rams come back and beat the 49ers 27-24. Matthew Stafford 16-25, 221 and a touchdown. Kyron Williams 24 of 89, 2 rushing touchdowns. He also had a receiving touchdown where he did a front flip into the end zone. By the way, this is the most impressive part of this whole thing. Brock Purdy, 22 out of 30, 292 and 3 touchdowns. Jawan Jennings, 11 receptions, 175, 3 touchdowns. By the way, I thought he would have been the MVP of the Super Bowl had they have won it against the Chiefs. But it seemed like the intensity, the Rams really kicked in the intensity towards the end of the game. What did you think, Gilbert, of this game?
First of all, I'll get the bet out of the way for the LA Rams. If you're facing the LA Rams defense in fantasy football, plug in your wide receivers because they keep getting lit up. Jawan Jennings, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jameson Williams in week 1. So other than that, that was a gutsy, impressive, fun performance from the LA Rams. They didn't have Puka Nacua. They didn't have Cooper Kupp. They were missing some key offensive linemen. And yeah, you can make the same case for the 49ers without Debo, without Kittle, without CMC. But that team was still better than the Rams, and they had that pretty much that SoFi Stadium crowd was all 49er fans, so it kind of felt like a home game for Brock Purdy. The story should have been Brock Purdy wheeling and dealing with Jawan Jennings, making his money for the offseason, proving that he's a legit franchise quarterback. And he, it's not his fault. They couldn't finish. There was some key drops here too as well. For the most part, he did his job. But man, when you have Matthew Stafford, we see the difference in quarterbacks. And with Stafford, you're always going to have a chance, regardless of who's on the field with him. Also, Sean McVay. People criticize Sean McVay way too much, I think, on a regular basis for some reason. I don't see it.
I can tell you.
Like all
personality-wise.
Maybe, but like he had this crappy roster yesterday, and they won the game. And even last year's roster wasn't even the best, and they went through the season. Obviously, the one bad year was the Gilberto curse, right? Shout out to Dan and Diego, 2022. So, but whenever they do something bad, like everybody wanted to write the obituary for the Rams last week when they got their butts whipped by the Cardinals. I'm like, it's week 2. Can we all slow down? So the Rams doing that to save their season. I think they did save their season because you don't want to fall 0-3. So. That was a gritty performance right there. They're now 1-2. The 49ers are 1-2. Fernando, those Seahawks, your Seahawks, I think they're frauds, but they're 3-0 right now. They're handling business. And then my Cardinals are damn 1-2. So it's a weird NFC West.
Vic did not ask who is this team a surprise team? No, he just said, who do you think will make the playoffs? I chose the Seahawks.
Oh, yeah. Who's a fraud that will make it?
Okay. Who cares? That's not the question that was asked.
All right. You're looking good there so far.
Who's going to make the playoffs?
For my surprise teams, it's not looking good right now. But, the Cardinals are not doing much. But in terms, the Rams, they kept their season alive. I think they played that terrible Bears team, another one that I got wrong. I'm out on the Bears. Screw them. So that's a terrible offensive line.
All of a sudden.
Yeah, I could play a lineman better for the Bears. What the hell is going on over there in Chicago? But yeah, those Rams, man. There you go, DJ. I'm sure for Rams fan that felt good to beat Kyle Shanahan. Delbert says, "Puro cuernos." You gotta believe Stafford with a comparator on to win the city. Hey, they could suddenly be 2-2 against that crappy offensive line in Chicago, which we have to watch.
They're gonna be 2-2.
So there you go. It's a long season. Steve says people criticize Sean McVay because it takes too long for him to figure it out. He should be running the ball more. I get it, Steve, but like Kyrie Williams was a big part of that victory yesterday, but for the most part, one Super Bowl and a bunch of playoff appearances, like, can we like kind of tone it down? It's not the end of the world on Sean McVay when he can't run the football sometimes. But that's the other part too, is Kyrie Williams people gave up on because they drafted Blake Corum. Kyrie Williams was a punt returner, and like, oh, did I screw up here in fantasy football? No, it's still Kyrie Williams' show. So and I'll talk about it later, but that game was a total definition of like people overreact way too quickly. One thing on the 49ers, though, I think they'll be fine with this 2-game losing streak, but it's just a reminder, Fernando, it is so damn hard to get back to the Super Bowl. So I think this core group might not get it done because everything needs to fall your way. But with Purdy and Ayuk around, maybe you'll still hang around as a playoff team for many years to come. But this older group at CMC and Trent Williams and Kittle and Fred Warner, I don't know. That might be it. That could be it, Fernando. I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of overreacting a little bit, but like, it's just a reminder. It's way too hard to get back to the Super Bowl.
Athir, you think the Bears are going to beat the Rams 31-10? Is that what you're saying? There's no way. He did. Okay, so this is the comment.
The Bears can even score 20 points. Come on.
Gilberto, 3-0 team. Seattle lock in the NFC West. San Francisco and the Rams are trash. Minnesota and Green Bay are good. Pittsburgh AFC North race is over. I don't know about all. I don't know about the.
It was more money at the year. I'm gonna put up more comments of yours. Just kidding.
It's got. So, Jalen Reagor, I don't get it. But I was impressed with the fight, and I'm a little bit nervous about, like you said, the 49ers, just because they got complacent at one point. And it felt like they were like, oh, okay, like these guys have no more fight left in them. Well, the Rams still have playmakers on that team. They still have guys like that throw that Matthew Stafford had at Tutu Atwell was at the end of the game. That was a really good pass. The only thing is, if he would have let him, he probably scores. He kind of had to wait for it a little bit, but what a great play by them. What great fight at the end. They just really took it to them, and I was really impressed by the Rams fight. The only thing is can they hold on? Because man, I'm wondering what's happening in that pass rush. Javon Hargrave, I did not see anything from him yesterday.
I forgot he was
any pass rush. Yeah. Well, 49er fans are like crapping all over him because they're like,
Nick
dude,
Bosa
he's showing
and Fred Warner, and that's it on that defense right now.
Yeah. Because and even Nick Bosa, I mean, they're double teaming him because they think that they can go one-on-one with everybody else.
They keep chipping that on the edge rusher side, or the opposite one. I don't know why.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit less confident in the 49ers than you are. If I was a 49ers fan, I would be nervous.
I think they're a playoff team, but I don't know about Super Bowl powerhouse contender team anymore. I don't know about that.
I don't know if there's a Super Bowl powerhouse contender. Like Laporta's now down for Detroit.
Yeah.
The Eagles just look horrendous. I know they won. They look horrendous. Then
I don't know. They look pretty good to me, but we'll talk about that soon.
Well, I know. All right,
but I get your point.
That's my last thing on the Rams. I'm impressed by them. I think I don't want to use the D word, but I feel like that's what McVay comes off as, and people are like kind of turned off. D-O-U.
Oh, okay. The other one.
Yeah, a bag. It ends a bag.
You can just say D-bag. D-bag's fine.
All right, douchebag. Yeah, he ends. Yeah.
No, I meant like you can say D-bag.
Okay, my bad. I got that one wrong.
There you go. But yeah, you took advantage of it.
Let's see. Sunday's game is first place on the line. Big game for the franchise and coaching staffs. Herbert 0-4 Mahomes at SoFi. No way Herbert will sit this game out. You're nuts.
You're nuts.
You can call me nuts all you want, but I truly think that they're gonna make him sit that game out. With the bye week right there, why would you even play with it? So I'm just being honest. All right.
Will had another guess for your D word, so nice comment, Will.
No, Will. I'd never call him. No, I think McVay's one of the smartest minds in the NFL. I don't think I wouldn't call him that. But all right. Gilbert, let's go now to what was your week 3 takeaway?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that Saints-Eagles game. I know it was not much scoring for 3 quarters, but it was just a reminder that people just overreact way too quickly. And I'll start with the Eagles. Everybody was crapping on that defense and saying, "Oh, Vic Fangio doesn't have it anymore." Then they go and shut down the hottest offense in the NFL in New Orleans at the Superdome. And also, I pat myself on the back for picking that one right. Derek Carr, people are very quick to crown Derek Carr after 2 victories, but that's what Derek Carr does. 2 good games, 2 bad ones. We'll see if the trend continues with Derek Carr. But I even remember I mentioned the Dolphins in my column yesterday, saying everybody in the Dolphins was criticizing Vic Fangio. Hey, that old geezer, so glad he's gone. He doesn't have it anymore. He's a terrible DC. What do the Dolphins do right now? They're getting lit up by Geno Smith. They got lit up last week by Josh Allen and the Bills. That defense looks terrible without Vic Fangio. So shout out to Vic Fangio for turning back the clock with that 2 high shell cover 2 defense. Mel Kiper's nightmare to shut down Raheem Shaheed, your boy. Chris Olave, your boy. San Diego boys from New Orleans, your boys. But that was a very.
How's your boy Bryce Young doing?
How's he my boy? It's because he's part Mexican.
He's from Los Angeles. He's from Los Angeles.
He's actually from my hometown, Pasadena. So yeah, it's not looking.
There you go. Beautiful. I love it.
But yeah, and everybody was crapping on the Eagles defense, and for them to step up, that was good. And I felt like people were just overreacting too much from 2 bad performances. Like, hey, maybe they'll be bad, but like it's just too early to tell. Saquon Barkley, I was wrong about that signing. That guy's making his money right now. He made up for that costly drop. Man, what a player last week in New Orleans. So Jalen Hurts, a gritty performance without AJ Brown, without Devontae Smith. So to just gut it out to me was impressive. And then when New Orleans, people were way too quick to crown them. I'm not saying they're gonna be frauds this season because it took a lot for them to shut down those wide receivers, to shut down Alvin Kamara. Like I think both teams might be good, and that's okay to say that. So I hate for at least for my type of work, I hate that I have to always analyze every single game. But I'm at this point, I'm like, it's way too soon to talk about playoffs. It's way too soon to say this team sucks. One team I'm ready to fork is the Dolphins. You have no hope without Tua. You guys are terrible. But the point is, don't overreact so quickly. It's okay to say Eagles Saints might play in the playoffs again in January, and I'm okay with that. I don't know how you feel with that, Fernando.
Luis de Bruin, before you head out, thank you so much for checking out the show. Where are you from that you're saying goodnight? Where are you from? Are you Brazil?
Ireland?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Ireland. I think that's it.
Somewhere. But I recognize the username.
Yeah,
we're sorry about that, by the way.
They've chatted with us before, and they're always a lot of fun. But I'm just wondering. I have to get to this comment because I just have to. Athir, let me just explain to you. The season's long. If Herbert goes in there and gets hurt again, and he's done for the rest of the season, your season's over regardless. Sit him, rest him, and then go attack the rest of the season. There is no reason to play him and then him gets hurt
yesterday too. That's an obvious sign that
he got hurt again. Yeah, no, you have to sit him. If live to fight another day, I'm telling you, the Chiefs' schedule gets harder as they keep on going. So there's going to be an opportunity to catch up. You would only be 2 games behind them.
Sorry, I can't wait to talk to your brother tomorrow about another, I guess, controversial finish for the Chiefs. That should be pretty fun.
Dude. Dude, you know what's funny? Going back to this, last week I rewatched the show because I was cutting out clips and stuff. Well, I was cutting out a clip and doing some other stuff. I could not stop laughing at him and you going at it about the Chiefs. And then we would say something. Ireland, yeah.
Yeah, we got it right. Yeah, shout out to Ireland.
I love it. 11:30. Well, good night. Have a good one, and have a pint before you go to bed.
Yeah.
Or unless you're not of age. But if you are, have a pint. And then I was laughing because Vic was like, "Can you guys let Dan talk?" So that was the funniest part about the whole thing.
I just hate how he complains about ref calls every single week. But honestly, I might let him go at it this week because that non-DPI was bullshit.
Yeah, it is. Yo, you can say it. I allow it. We need a shirt that says that it has Dan's face that says, "Here we go."
Conspiracy.
He's always doing. He's like, "Here we go." All right. My takeaway is, all right, the third preseason game is over. Now I think the madness is going to settle down a little bit. I think all these things are going to settle down a little bit. The NFL settled back down, but man, the Panthers beating the Raiders.
Yeah.
The Broncos beating the Bucks. By the way, Joe Morley is now officially a Chargers fan. I have proof.
Hell yeah. They lost to the Panthers, man.
I have proof. Look, okay, Brett, hear me out. I don't know if we're going to get into that. Probably not. Hear me out. Rex Ryan criticizing the Dave Canales hiring was the single stupidest thing I heard yesterday.
I've never seen it, actually, but okay.
Oh, he said it yesterday on NFL Sunday Countdown. He said that why did he go get a Division III coach? It was the same thing he criticized Staley for a couple years ago. But this one, remember what he's done. Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield, now Andy Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Young did not fit what he was doing. Andy Dalton is a guy that could fit what he's doing. I'm not saying that they're going to make the playoffs.
Dave Cano likes him a little older, just to put it out there. He was supposed to help Bryce Young, but he needed to be a little more seasoned before.
But I think the Panthers are going to be better than what people think, and I think Canales is going to show that he is a better coach than – man, what they did yesterday, Andy Dalton lit up the Raiders' defense. That was really bad.
Deontay Johnson finally came back to earth.
Deontay Johnson, I think he used the first-round rookie receiver.
Yeah, even
they used some other pieces. So
Thielen had a touchdown before he got hurt.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I may have to leave pretty soon. But
all good.
Let's go. Yeah, so I think it's all settled down. I think we'll get better, and you already mentioned that. just real quick, let's get into that real quick. Just the Raiders game. That game was just very surprising. He really went into them. I asked Joe Morley, I'm like, what's worse, the Jeff Saturday game or this one? He said this one because they were fed a bunch of lies in the offseason. They truly believed that Pierce was going to get things done and everything. But Gilbert, I just want to get your thoughts on this and then we'll head out. I just have one quick thing I wanted to show you. Obviously yesterday, I don't know if you heard what Antonio Pierce said after the game, but he basically said that he thinks that he's not a punk and that so whatever. So today he was asked, hey, do you still, what did he say? That some people were handling business,
making business decisions,
and making decisions,
and I'm gonna do that
to make business decisions.
Yeah.
So he was asked about it today, and this is what he said
about the Raiders having to make business decisions. Have you made any of those yet?
No, we haven't. Gotta give it to players first.
Oh,
obviously a lot was made of that.
Adam Hill
this morning. I guess if you think about it, are you happy that you pointed it out? And
I don't bite my tongue.
Oh.
I don't bite my tongue.
When it comes to making business decisions on the coaching staff's part, something where it's lineup changes, is it potentially guys?
Just whatever helps the Raiders win. Right now, that performance is not going to help any team win, let alone the Raiders.
The last word about the Raiders.
Hey, I don't mind that he said that because that effort reflects on him. That was a pathetic performance by the Raiders. They were down 33-7 before some garbage time touchdowns or whatever. Aiden O'Connell helped out, but hopefully he sticks to his words. And I better see some players who melded in the first quarter, second quarter, not playing or being benched, because you can't set the tone of the standard like that. You're all talk right now so far, Antonio Pierce. So if he does it, then credit to him. But like to get whooped like that again, I still think they're I know you said they're gonna be better, but they came in as the worst team in the NFL, not because the quarterback played. That defense was horrendous, and they smothered. I know it was Gardner mentioned, but they destroyed that offense. Everything in all phases. You're at home too. You had a game where you had actually people wearing silver and black in Las Vegas in the crowd at Allegiant Stadium, and then you lay an egg like that. Yeah, I lit up the Raiders in my my winners and losers columns this week. But hopefully Pierce back it up, man. I really want to see it.
I think Jack Jones is one of the guys he was talking about.
Cool.
Him and this
bench him too.
Yeah. He had a play that I saw where he everybody was trying to tackle the running back, and he just kind of looked at him, and then he's like half-assed effort into it, and then Morley said he thought it was what's that safety, the one from TCU, Trevor
Morrig. Trevon Morrig. Yeah.
So I'm interested, man. This is, how do you go from beating Baltimore and then
it was set up for you,
losing to the Panthers? I know. So yeah, it looks pretty ugly right now for the Raiders, and I'm really wondering what's next because. But my question is, what's going to happen? Who is he going to bench? I really don't think the answer is going to Aiden O'Connell. I might give it one more game and see see if Gardner can fight back. If Gardner, obviously, if they just don't look it, then all right, go to Aiden O'Connell. But I
wouldn't mind at this point, Fernando. It's not working.
Oh, really?
Right.
See, my thing is that he just came off of beating the Ravens. I think that gives him one more game.
Yeah, you're right.
Because and then obviously, I hate it because I shouldn't fall under this, but I always see seasons as quarters, like coaches say that they do. And I remember Anthony Lynn would say, we grade each other off of every quarter. So I'd give him a quarter of the season. If he doesn't do what he needs to do, bench him and then go to the
There you go. One more game.
But yeah, one more game. But damn, Antonio just sounded like he was not happy.
You can't say comments like that and not do anything. So I'm hoping he sticks to it.
No, he has to do something. I wonder what he's gonna do. And this week they go. No, they're at home, I think. But I think they play the Browns. The Browns come marching in.
Oh, you could beat them.
So
as long as it's Sean Watson the starter, you could beat them. The Giants beat them.
Dude, Malik Neighbors looks really good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I actually liked watching that game because of him. I'm like, oh, look at me enjoying Giants Browns because of Malik Neighbors.
He is saving Malik Neighbors.
Bro, he did not even throw an interception, Daniel Jones. Anytime he went into his direction, he was jumping over people's back to get the ball or one-handed catch. He's making him look so good.
Danny Dimes.
He's saying thank you. Right. Thank you right now.
I know, for real. I have to go, but again, thank you guys so much for checking out another episode of Lunes Live. Next week, I'll be back in my regular setting. I had a couple of changes today, so thank you, Gilbert, for moving things around and being cool with us. And then besides, there's early Monday Night Football games, so because there's two, Gilbert. There's 2 games.
I'll be watching today.
Well, you know what? Bills or Jaguars?
Oh, of course, the Bills. I'm done with the Jaguars. But the way things are going,
Bengals,
you never
Commanders.
know. I got the Bengals, but Commanders to cover. They're 7-point underdogs.
There you go. All right. Thank you guys so much. We will be back tomorrow. Are we doing Compas?
I think so. We'll text about it, but I think there's enough content with the Anthony Joshua knockout, and then we'll see what happens for you in WWE World. But I'm
I have some stuff planned. I have some funny stuff. So yeah, let's do that.
6 p.m. Combat Compas, and then 7-ish. All 4 of us get together to talk football with Dan Dago and Victor Producer.
You can't wait till that glass breaks, huh, Gilbert? That's gonna be.
I'm gonna let him have 5 minutes. Put it on the clock. You go ahead and crap about the referees because you know what? Even I had enough yesterday. I'm like, what the hell? That's a freaking DPI on Kyle Pitts.
Athir, I do love you. Don't worry about it. It's one of those things. I just believe that there's more. You always live to fight another day. But all right, thank you to Victor Producer behind the scenes. Thank you to Gilbert. Thank you to Will, to Athir, to Brett, to Alexander, to Delbert, to our homie from Ireland, our compa from Ireland, DJ Phono, Steve. Thank you to Nick. Thank you to Ryan. Thank you to everybody who commented. You guys, Young West, you guys are the best. Jesse, everybody, thank you guys so much. We will be back tomorrow, so make sure you guys check it out. But for the time being, Gilbert, ¿sabes qué? Vámonos.
Yep. On that note, ya nos vamos, pues, vámonos.